In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a triangle drop-in transition right inside of Adobe After Effects. So let's get into it. So once you're inside of Adobe After Effects and you've got a brand new composition created, we're first just going to create a brand new solid. So we'll go Layer, New, Solid. And then from here, you can go into Color and you can create a color of your choice. So select a color here. Or alternatively, just select anything here, press OK. Then we'll go into Effects and Presets, search for Ramp, and we'll drop a gradient ramp effect onto the color, onto the solid. And then we'll change the start color to, let's go for a blue. So we'll go for a darker blue on the top, so the start color, and then the end color can be a lighter blue, so somewhere up here. Press OK. We'll increase the ramp scatter. And there you go, that looks a lot nicer having a gradient ramp rather than just having a solid blue. So from here, you just want to go ahead and turn on the proportional grid. So we'll select this option here, proportional grid, go up to the pen tool on the top bar of After Effects, and we'll just create a triangle using these points on this proportional grid. So select this point, this point, this point, and then this point. As you can see in my example, I've just created a red triangle, and that is because the solid layer was not selected. So delete that shape layer, select the solid layer, and make sure you draw out that triangle with that layer selected. And as you can see, that's creating a mask now rather than a solid. So we'll just go a few frames in. So let's go a second in. Press M on the keyboard. That is for mask path. We'll create a brand new keyframe on the mask path by selecting the stopwatch icon. Then we're just going to go a few frames over to the left, and I'm just going to pull the position of this top point up, and then we'll select all of those points in that mask, and we'll just drag that up off screen. So if we play this back, you can see we've got this really boring triangle effect happening. So what we're going to do is we're going to go roughly halfway in between those two keyframes. We're going to move this triangle back down so that the bottom of the triangle is sitting on this line here. And then we're just going to move this top point down so that it looks like it's compressed as it's hit the floor, and then it's going to bounce back up. So let's play that back. That looks a bit better, but it's still not perfect. So at this point here, let's go somewhere here. We're just going to pull this top point up a bit. So the triangle is nice and tall until it hits the ground. And then between these two keyframes, it squashes. So as you can see around here, it squashes and then it bounces back up. Of course, though, that bounce up was a little bit too quick though. So I'm just going to move over a few frames, create a brand new keyframe on mask path. We'll move in between those two, and then we'll just move this top point of the mask up just a little bit. So when we play this back, you can see we've got this nice bounce effect happening. Although the problem is because we've got this final mask here, and then we've got it going up and then coming back down to the final mask, it's creating this weird hesitation just here. So we're just going to delete this keyframe here. So the third to the end will delete. Then we'll move these two other keyframes back over to the left. And now when we play this back, it looks a lot better. So the triangle bounces in. Of course, if you wanted to speed any of this up, by the way, then all you have to do is just decrease the gap between those keyframes. So if you decrease the gap, it makes it a lot quicker. And the same thing for if you wanted to slow it down. If you wanted to slow this transition down, then you just increase the gap between those keyframes. We don't want to do that though. We want to keep this nice and quick. So we'll keep it where it is. And then once it's settled, we're just going to go into the mask path, create a brand new keyframe on mask path, go a few frames over to the right, and then we'll just change all of these points to animate up and off screen. So the top point can go up, the bottom right can go to the bottom right, the bottom left can go to the bottom left. And then we'll also create two new points here and here. So we'll go to the pencil, select somewhere here, and you should see a plus button hover over. If there's no plus button, it's just going to create a new mask. But if you see that plus button, it will create a new point on that mask. So once you've created that on the left, just pull that up, and the same thing for the right. Create a point and move that up. So when we play this back, the triangle bounces in and then expands. Again, if that transition isn't quick enough at the end, just decrease the gap between those keyframes. But that was a bit too quick in my opinion, so I'm just going to increase the gap to slow it down. There you go. And then once that holds for a second, you just want to transition back out again. So we're going to create a brand new keyframe on mask path. we're going to copy the keyframe where we had that perfect triangle. So this one here, we'll copy that by going Command C or Control C if you're on Windows. We'll move over a few frames, go Command V or Control V. And there you go. You can see we've got this really awesome triangle, but we're going to decrease the size of this. So we're just going to move this triangle down like so. There you go, like that. And then we're going to go back to that second to last keyframe. So when you had a full screen, we'll go into the mask. So expand the mask. We'll go to mask expansion, create a new keyframe on mask expansion. And then we'll go all the way to that last keyframe. So around here, and we'll pull that mask expansion down until it disappears. So in my example, that is -58. So let's play all of that back. Triangle drops in, bounces, expands, and then shrinks back down. Now, because this transition is on a transparent layer, there's no solid underneath it. When you export this, you want to put your first clip here. So this triangle will drop in on top of the footage. This fills the screen. This is where you cut to the next clip. And then as it shrinks back down, because the next clip came in when the screen was full, this will now reveal that second video clip. So that's looking really great. If you wanted to make any adjustments, then this is the time to do so. But if not, we'll move on and we're going to select all of the keyframes. We'll right click on one of them, select Keyframe Assistant and select Easy Ease. Now when we play this back, you'll notice that looks a lot nicer. And then of course, we just need to add some motion blur to really finish this off. So we'll go to Toggle Switches / Modes because at the moment we can't see it. So we'll select Toggle Switches / Modes, turn the motion blur icon on, make sure the motion blur icon is blue here. And when we play this back, you can see we've got motion blur on that triangle transition. Now, motion blur isn't an essential. You don't have to do it. If you don't like the look of it, then get rid of it. It's completely fine. But if you do like the look of that motion blur, then just keep that there. There you go. That looks really awesome. So all we have to do now is export this with a transparent background so that we can get this onto your video. So we're just going to go to Composition, Add to Render Queue. We'll go into Comp 4, so you've got render settings, best settings. We'll select that icon there, go best, full, read only. Everything here is fine. You can use the comp's frame rate, press OK. Now this is the important bit. We'll go to Output Module, select Lossless, Format, QuickTime, Post-Render Action, None. And then you want to select Channels, RGB, and Alpha. The Alpha is the Alpha channel, that's the transparent layer. So if you export this with RGB, then it would just export with a black background. So if you export that with RGB plus alpha, it means the alpha channel, the invisible transparent layer, is going to be exported as well. Then we'll press OK. Output to, this is just the output destination. So put this wherever you want this to go. So we'll do Comp 4, save, press render. That's going to take a second to render. So there you go. That is how you do the triangle drop in transition right inside of Adobe After Effects. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate your support and hopefully I will see you on the next video. See you there.